Rob Greenlee is from Libsyn,
That's correct.
and you're here in Radiodays at Malmo. Your first time. How have you found it so far?
It's been fantastic. I just did a keynote just a couple minutes ago and talking about podcast advertising and
This is the one that everyone wants to know because everyone has a
Right.
podcast. And how do we make the money?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about making money now with podcasting. Though it didn't start out that way.
It started out as a passion for people.
It still is for most podcasters. Actually, not everybody wants to make money from podcasting. I'd say it's maybe half of the podcasters. I think a lot of people would like to make money from podcasting, but it may not be their primary reason for podcasting.
I know a lot of people who are great content creators and they make very good money from YouTube.
Yeah.
And they could even have that same kind of audience on a podcast platform.
Right.
What is the revenue streams now? What's the key?
Well, I think that the big thing to think about is two things: advertising and premium paid. I think those are the two areas. Now, advertising has lots of layers to it. There's sponsorship, and then there's more commercial advertising. So those are all valid options. I mean, a lot of podcasters actually create shows to support other businesses that they have. It can be what's called a branded podcast too. Those can have a commercial motivation, but they don't necessarily have to make direct money from advertising. So they're promoting their own product, their own service, their own thing that they want to build a relationship with a customer base or an audience. Because I think in podcasting you can think of your audience as a potential customer base too. So it's not so much. I think what most people like to think of with radio or whatever is that it's a commercial medium. It doesn't have to be that way with podcasting. It's really kind of a blank slate. You can create what you want with it, and that's the power of it as well.
I hear people ask a lot, Rob, people who are making podcasts and starting off, who do want to make some money from it. They say, how many listeners do I need to get to start making money? Now, I know it's such a complicated question, but that's the thing I hear a lot. How many listeners do I need? On YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers to monetize your channel, to even begin.
I don't think it's a hard and fast number. I think it depends on what your goals are, what you're trying to do with it. If you're trying to build a show that has advertising in it and you want to have it monetized through advertising, audience scale and size is important because it's paid typically on a CPM model, which is a cost per 1,000 listeners. So the more 1,000 listeners you have, the more revenue you're going to make. But that's like I was saying earlier. There's a lot of ways that you can monetize your podcast. You can also get involved in sponsorship, which is more like, pay me $200 to run an ad in my podcast
and
about
niche,
your brand.
And if it's niche,
right.
Niche is good then.
Right. So, it's all about niche. Actually, this medium, that's what its strength is that we can get into micro audiences. We can target more specific audiences for advertisers to drive more relevancy and hopefully more return on investment too, because those ads are more relevant to the audience.
Rob, it's been great talking to you and enjoy the rest of Radio Days.
Thank you very much. Thank you.